All right, it is 2:30 in the afternoon now, and we have to get the next two drops in the Lumine Hall Sanctuary. We already got two of them, but there's two more to get. Right, so the next target is going to be the Hyper Spinning Robo, which has a 1 in 128 chance of dropping a Meteorite. Okay, there's so many foppies that my game is lagging. Oh my god, that conducting spirit got in my way. He ruined the music. I like the music in the Lumine Hall Sanctuary. It's very calm. It's very relaxing. You know, it kind of reminds me of like being outside in the middle of the night. I like it. Okay, I gotta go into that room over there. Okay, there's the hyper spinning robo. Alright, we got him singled out. We have the save state. Now, I'm praying this won't take too long to get. Because, the goal is to just complete the Lumine Hall Sanctuary by the end of today. And then get started on chapter 8. But let's just go ahead and start grinding for this guy's job. Since we can insta-kill it, that means the grinding is going to go by a lot faster. Yeah, this one really shouldn't take too long to get. Yeah, it really shouldn't take too long to get. Since we can insta-kill it, which makes the process go by a lot faster. And when we do get the hyper spinning robos drop, we can move on to get the last drop of the Lumine Hall, which is from the Fabi. But luck determines if I get these drops or not. So I can't really control if I get it fast or not. Wait, even though I am manipulating the RNG here, I still can't tell if I'm actually gonna get the drop or not. Like, you never know until the battle is over. Oh yeah, and just like the conducting spirit, which is an enemy you can also find in the Lumine Hall Sanctuary, um, the hyper spinning robos 1 in 128 drop is definitely one of the easier ones to get. You know, just like the conducting spirit. Dude, I have no idea why I'm not actually saying anything. But I guess I'm just like super focused. But yeah, like I was saying, the conducting spirits 1 in 128 drop, along with the hyper spinning rebels drop. They're definitely one of the easier 1 in 128 item drops to get. Like there are some enemies with 1 in 128 drop rates where it's just like, dude, why? Like why? Yes! Oh, that was a lot faster than I thought it was gonna take. If I'm being honest, I thought that was gonna take like an hour. But no, I've only been recording for 11 minutes. There we go, Meteorite. All right, time to move on to the last enemy. Now, Foppies like to spawn in large groups, but we can just use the power of Snot. Okay, we got him singled out. We got the save state. Now, the Foppy here has a 4 in 128 chance of dropping a PSI Caramel. So it's not a 1 in 128 item for once. But, you know, it's still decently rare. Okay, we can also insta-kill him. Which makes sense, because Foppies are pretty weak enemies. Excuse me? That was the second one. Are you actually kidding me right now? What is this? What is my luck? Dude, I get the hyper spinning robos drop in 11 minutes, and then I get the Foppies drop on the second try. Like, dude, shut up, game. Shut up. Even though the game doesn't speak, just shut up. All right, so we can finally get the 7th melody needed to beat the game. And the reason why we couldn't get the 7th melody earlier is because once we fall down in this room, we can't go back up. Man, chapter 7 is finally over. We can finally move on to chapter 8, which only has a total of 7 drops for me to get, since there's only 2 locations in chapter 8. So it's a pretty short chapter. Not much goes on in chapter 8. All right, so we're gonna get the 7th melody. I'm gonna find a save point in the Lost Underworld, which is the first location of chapter 8. And you know, I'm gonna go eat, because I haven't had lunch yet. All right, we have the 7th melody now. And we fall down this hole, and that leads us to the first location of chapter 8, the Lost Underworld. And the Lost Underworld is probably the largest map in the whole game. Like, seriously, it's so large that they literally had to shrink everything down. Everything. Like, imagine if we were normal sized right now. It would take literal minutes just to get anywhere. And something annoying we just have to deal with here in the Lost Underworld is that we just get frequently stopped by earthquakes. And those earthquakes cause geysers to erupt. Yeah, the Lost Underworld is just massive. It also has some pretty decent music. You know, it's not the best, but it's still pretty good. And as you can see, there's a bunch of dinosaur enemies in the Lost Underworld. Because dinosaurs are actually existing in this game. There's only 2 types of dinosaur enemies in this game, though. One of them is the Wetnosaur. And you know, it has some strength to it. It's not too strong or too difficult to beat. But you know, it can still give you a hard time. Like, it will try to crush you with its huge foot. It'll swing its tail at you. And you know, the Wetnosaur just has a pretty derpy looking design in general. Like, seriously, they have a dot for an eye. And their belly is just massive. The real dinosaur enemy that's a danger is the Chomposaur. Like, the Chomposaur will give you a very difficult time because they are pretty dangerous to deal with. They can use PSI to deal damage to you because somehow dinosaurs have the ability to use psychic powers. They can also swing their tail at you for more damage than the Wetnosaur. And then on top of that, they start the battle with a power shield. Meaning, if you don't get rid of the power shield, your attacks will only do half the damage. And on top of that, it just reflects the damage back to you. So you take damage instead. And the Chomposaur ended up being the worst drop for me to get when I did this challenge the first time. Because not only did it take 148 resets, but it's just the most tedious grind in the entire challenge. Like, we've had some beefy enemies before that just take a lot of hits to go down. You know, like the Bad Buffalo or the Petrified Royal Guard. But the Chomposaur is just built different, man. Like, they are actually so tedious to fight. Oh yeah, not to mention, you can't get green swirls on any of the enemies here because they're so strong that even when you're maxed out at level 99, they still won't be scared of you. So you just can't get sneak attacks on them. Oh yeah, and you can't insta-kill them either, because that's also great. So yeah, you actually have to go into battle, waste so much time fighting the Chomposaur just for it to not drop the item most of the time. Like, I'm telling you, they are so tedious to fight. Okay, why do I still have this PSI caramel? I don't need it. And then I can give this Horn of Life to Pooh, since he's the item carrier. Yeah, I'm gonna give Pooh the Cup of Life noodles as well. So yeah, there's a village here in the Lost Underworld. And this is one of the only safe spots in the Lost Underworld. So yeah, we can go shopping for some new weapons and items. And we have to talk to that rock over there. Now, real quick, I'm gonna just go shopping so that I can gear everyone up. Okay, so I need to sell Ness's weapon, Paula's weapon, and then also a few defense items that Paula doesn't need anymore. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to sell this Meteorite, because that's literally the only thing I can do with a Meteorite, because they are actually useless. Oh yeah, and I gave that C pendant to Paula, and the C pendant makes her more resistant to fire, freeze, and flash attacks, which is pretty good. But there's an item in Chapter 8 that's better than the C pendant, called the Star Pendant. And yeah, the Star Pendant is interesting. Okay, let's get the ultimate bat for Ness first. Oh, I forgot to sell the talisman coin. Then we can get Paula's new weapon, the Holy Fry Pan. And then finally, a shiny coin for Ness. Okay, everyone should be fully geared up now. Now, it kind of sucks that once we get the Chomposaurus drop, the Holy Fry Pan will be immediately replaced, because the Chomposaur drops the next part of the ultimate equipment, which is Paula's ultimate weapon. And even though the Chomposaur drops Paula's ultimate weapon, her ultimate weapon is actually worse than the Holy Fry Pan somehow. Like, I'm not even joking. It's actually somehow worse. Alright, but we made it to Chapter 8. We're geared up. And I'm out, because I need to go eat lunch. I'm hungry.